In the ever-evolving world of professional wrestling, few figures embody longevity, resilience, and adaptability the way Mike, The Miz, Mizanin does. From his humble beginnings on MTV's The Real World to becoming one of WWE's most polarizing superstars, The Miz has built a career on charisma, hard work, and sheer determination. Recently, he sat down for a revealing conversation in which he touched on two hot topics: his long history with John Cena and his frustration at not being granted the same opportunities that AJ Styles once received in WWE. This candid reflection not only highlights the complexity of The Miz's career but also opens up a broader discussion about WWE's creative decisions, star power, and the legacy of one of its most decorated performers. The Miz and John Cena, a rivalry etched in WWE history. The Miz and John Cena's careers have been intertwined for well over a decade. Their clashes have ranged from verbal sparring on the microphone to main event level matches at some of WWE's biggest shows. The pinnacle of their rivalry came in 2011, when The Miz shockingly retained the WWE Championship against Cena in the main event of WrestleMania 27. That match, although often remembered for The Rock's involvement, was a career-defining moment for The Miz. He walked into WrestleMania as champion and walked out still holding the gold, something very few performers have ever achieved against Cena during the height of his dominance. In his recent comments, The Miz reflected on that period, acknowledging how vital Cena was to his growth as a top-tier superstar. Greater than, going against Cena elevated me. Every time you're in the ring with him, you have to be better, sharper, and stronger. He forced me to rise to the occasion, and I'll always credit him for that. This acknowledgement highlights the respect Miz has for Cena's contributions, even though their on-screen rivalry was heated and personal. Their story serves as a reminder of how wrestling's greatest rivalries are often built on mutual growth. Cena's legacy and The Miz's perspective. While Miz is quick to credit Cena for helping shape his career, he also took the opportunity to highlight how WWE often revolves around chosen stars. Cena was one such figure, the undeniable face of WWE for more than a decade. Miz pointed out that while working with Cena put him in the spotlight, it also created a pressure cooker environment where one mistake could derail years of work. Unlike Cena, Miz felt that he often had to scratch and claw for every opportunity, and even when he got the spotlight, the focus always seemed to shift back to WWE's priority stars. This perspective sheds light on the broader dynamic in WWE, the balancing act between pushing established stars versus elevating others who have put in the work but may not fit the mold of WWE's chosen figureheads. AJ Styles' rise, a point of contention. Perhaps the most intriguing part of The Miz's comments was his candid frustration about not receiving the same kind of opportunity that AJ Styles did upon his WWE debut in 2016. When Styles arrived, he was immediately thrust into marquee matches, including headlining feuds with the likes of John Cena, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose. Styles, a veteran of TNA, NJPW, and independent wrestling circuits, was presented as a top-tier athlete right out of the gate. Miz contrasted this with his own journey. Greater than, when AJ came in, he was given the ball right away. He was able to showcase his skills on the biggest stage from day one. I've been here for years, doing everything asked of me, and yet I had to fight tooth and nail for every chance. That's frustrating. This raw honesty reflects the internal struggles many longtime WWE talents feel when fresh faces are immediately positioned as stars. For Miz, who has carried the Intercontinental Championship multiple times, main evented WrestleMania, and consistently delivered both in the ring and on the microphone, the lack of comparable opportunities is a sore point. Comparing careers, Miz vs. AJ Styles. When we compare Miz and AJ Styles, their career trajectories highlight two very different stories. The Miz, a WWE homegrown talent who transitioned from reality TV to professional wrestling. He climbed the ladder slowly, earning credibility over years of mid-card work before finally reaching the main event. His greatest strengths lie in his mic skills, storytelling ability, and consistency. AJ Styles, a seasoned global performer who entered WWE with an established reputation as one of the world's best wrestlers. WWE capitalized on his legacy and immediately positioned him as a main event star, giving him world title reigns and marquee feuds. From a fan's perspective, both have unique strengths. Miz may not be as technically flashy as Styles, but his longevity, character work, and ability to generate crowd reaction are unparalleled. Styles, on the other hand, brought wrestling credibility and instant star power. WWE's booking philosophy, the bigger debate. The Miz's comments raise questions about WWE's booking philosophy. Should loyalty and longevity be rewarded more? Or should WWE always prioritize bringing in fresh faces to generate buzz and maintain interest? Historically, WWE has done both. Veterans like Randy Orton and John Cena have been consistently rewarded, while newcomers like AJ Styles and Kevin Owens were given instant credibility to capitalize on their outside reputations. For Miz, though, the lack of consistent main event level pushes, despite his proven reliability, continues to fuel frustration. Fan reactions. Divided but passionate. As expected, fans have been divided in their reactions to Miz's remarks. Supporters of Miz argue that he has been underappreciated for far too long. They point to his ability to reinvent himself, his commitment to the company, and his consistent performance as reasons why WWE should treat him as more than just a utility player. Critics counter that Miz, while reliable, doesn't bring the same in-ring spectacle that stars like AJ Styles or Seth Rollins do. They argue that WWE rightly capitalized on Styles' strengths to appeal to hardcore fans and international audiences. Regardless of which side fans fall on, the fact that Miz's comments sparked such discussion proves his relevance in the wrestling world even after nearly 2 decades with WWE. The Miz's legacy. More than just a superstar. Despite his frustrations, The Miz's legacy is secure. He has done what few others have managed, remained consistently relevant in WWE for nearly 20 years. He has held every major championship, main evented WrestleMania, starred in movies, headlined reality shows, and even carried WWE programming during transitional periods. Unlike many stars who burn out or fade away, Miz has adapted to every era of WWE. Whether playing the arrogant heel, the comedic foil, or the underdog fighting for respect, he has found a way to stay in the conversation. Looking forward, what's next for The Miz? The Miz is now at a point in his career where legacy becomes as important as accolades. While he may never get the consistent main event spotlight he craves, there's no doubt that WWE will continue to rely on him as a dependable performer and mentor for younger stars. There's also always the possibility of one last big run. WWE has been known to reward veterans with late career pushes, and Miz's ability to deliver compelling storylines makes him a prime candidate for such treatment. Imagine another WrestleMania moment, perhaps even revisiting his storied rivalry with John Cena one more time. Or a high-profile feud with a rising star, designed to pass the torch while cementing Miz's status as a legend.